Hello, YouTube. I am Toxic Tomato Tank, and it is good to see everyone, and I am back with another video. So anyway, we are back with another Pikmin video. Why are we back with another Pikmin video? Quite simple. I love Pikmin. It's one of my favorite franchises in all of gaming and of all time. So we're right back into it. But this time, we're going to be talking about 5 things that I would love to see in Pikmin 5. 5 things for Pikmin 5. Sounds about right. So anyway, first thing we will get into that I would like to see in Pikmin mine and that Pikmin 5, and I'm sure everyone else would want to see, obviously, is new Pikmin. Not a surprise there. So the first type of new Pikmin I would like to see personally is Toxic Pikmin. No, I'm not being biased because of the name, surely. But anyway, I would love to see Toxic Pikmin. I think Toxic Pikmin would be great. I would imagine they would look similar to Glow Pikmin, or at least that's how I used to imagine it. At least the color wise. I'm sure they would walk on 2 legs instead of float. But yeah, I would assume they would look similar to that, and their abilities would probably be similar to Poison Pikmin. You get eaten, they take damage, but I think they would also do other things like when they attack enemies, and if you call them off, then the damage would linger from being attacked from Toxic Pikmin. Or say if you have a squad of just Toxic Pikmin, and you're walking by enemies, and like the just being around the enemies lingers damage onto enemies just walking by them. Small things like that. I would like to see something like that. So that's basically what I would like to see for my first type of new Pikmin is Toxic Pikmin. I don't have a quite of a design in mind, but that's basically what I want. And the second type of Pikmin that I would love to see is Exploding Pikmin. Yes, I know that sounds a bit absurd, but hear me out. I think Exploding Pikmin would be great, considering the fact that in past Pikmin games, there were the bomb items that you would pick up, you know, the exploding bomb items you can use to destroy the concrete barriers and whatnot. But now, in this, you have the Pikmins. Instead of picking up bombs, the Pikmins are the bomb. And I would assume it would make it work like you throw the Pikmins and they would do their explode thing. There would probably be more of a set limit to that. But after they use their explosive ability, instead of them dying, I think that it would be more set on a cooldown until you can reuse it again instead of having your Pikmin die once. Or maybe it could just be like a a one time use and the Pikmin just dies with it, because that could really lead to like some such strategic uses again with that. It would be very interesting. I think either way, it would be really fun to see them do something like that with the exploding type of Pikmin. That would be a very unique type of Pikmin, very unique type since the rock Pikmin and glow Pikmin and even ice Pikmin obviously. But yes, those are the 2 new types of Pikmin I would see. I think it's safe to assume that there will be at least 2 new types of Pikmin in Pikmin 5, considering that's basically what they've been doing with the mainline Pikmin games every time. It's just 2 new Pikmin every time, which is, I'm fine with that. I'm sure most people are too. But anyway, on to the next topic that I got in mind. Now let's talk about one thing I would like to see. Another thing I would like to see in Pikmin 5 is Louis as a good guy instead of the antagonist. Yes, and Pikmin, I mean, I want to say in Pikmin 2, 3, and 4, Louis was a bad guy. He wasn't necessarily a bad guy, but he's always been looked as kind of like the bad guy. So in Pikmin 5, I would like to see Louis like more of the good guy playing alongside him. I'm not saying he has to be the main character, but I would like to play alongside him during the campaign more often instead of trying to hunt him down basically like in the past 3 games, Pikmin 2, 3, and 4. Which again, that's fine. Louis a great character. He's always he makes a good antagonist, quote unquote, because he's not really a bad guy, but he's a great character. I love Louis. I like to see him more of the more on towards the good side instead of towards the bad, I guess. So yeah. And also speaking of characters, I would also love to see the president come back. The president of Hakata. I would love to see him come back. Please bring back the president in some way or matter. He's one of my favorite characters in the entire franchise. I would love to see the president come back. He's just a funny character to me. Louis, you don't look alive. You're going with him. I want to see the president come back. I want to see him come back. He's one of my favorite characters. All right, on to the next. This might be a big one for some people. This is a big one for me, and that is online multiplayer and online co-op. Yes. Could you imagine if they finally added online Dandori battles, where you just and it's 1v1 battles. Hey, you can even turn up, to spice it up a notch by making it 2v2 Dandori battles. I would love to see 2v2 Dandori battles in online multiplayer. That would be amazing. Have like a little leaderboards too. I think that would just be flat out amazing. And of course, online co-op, because there's always been co-op in the Pikmin games. I think it's about time they fucking integrated some online aspects with it. We need some online multiplayer and we need some online co-op. I want both of that in Pikmin 5. I think that would bring in a ton of new players. I think people would love that. And plus, like, Pikmin's I've loved Pikmin PvP since Pikmin 2. For them to do like online multiplayer would just be a fucking dream come true. I fucking love Pikmin's multiplayer. Always have, always will. I'm really surprised that we didn't get online multiplayer in Pikmin 4, considering how big of an aspect Dandori battles were. Like, it literally was a big part of the campaign, story, whatever. So the fact that it actually wasn't in there is kind of baffling and disappointing a little bit, to say the least. But anyway, to the final thing that I want, and that is base building. Okay, now I know that sounds a little weird, but hear me out. Now, in Pikmin 1 through 4, you always got your little base. You got the onions and you got your ship. I want to see them take it up a notch a little bit. Let's start with the night expeditions. This is what I mean. So in night expeditions, you have to defend your your base with the glow Pikmin. But what if you were able to make like base defenses, quote unquote, stuff like that? Because the night expeditions already bring in a horde mode, like, so they might as well just add more to it. I love the night expeditions. I thought the horde mode was fantastic. It's kind of like a horde mode, basically. It's not necessarily a horde mode, but it kind of is. So I would like to see them do stuff like that. Doing like base building aspects would just add more strategy to the game. And I think that with the addition of night expeditions, I think doing like base defenses and stuff like that, for them to like add and expand onto it, would be just such a great idea. It would just be so much fun. I don't know what exactly they could do. Stuff with, I assume that they would just get the Pikmin to make a bunch of cool things, but that's just what I got in mind. And that's basically the 5 things that I want to see right now in Pikmin, off the top of my head. In Pikmin 5, because I love Pikmin, and those are just like the 5 things right now that I want to see. There are obviously a lot more things that I would love to see added to this game, but that's just the 5 things we were talked about for right now. Thank you to everyone who watched this video, made it up to this point. I do fucking appreciate it. Thank you very much. Please like the video and subscribe if you haven't. If you did or don't, that's great. Either way, I'm fine with either one. But anyway, thank you to everyone who watched, and I will catch you all in the next video. Take care.